Hello, my name is David, and I'm demonstrating it's a bioponic system that we've got set up. Some people are familiar with aquaponics. This is similar in that we're raising fish, and we've got a plant bed growing, utilizing the urine or the ammonia from the tank, but we're not really relying on the fish urine to produce our fertilizer. A bunch of mollies aren't going to give you a lot of fertilizer in the first place. What we do is we create a combination fish feed and fertilizer that we use in these burlap bags. It's made up of decomposing organic matter, dehydrated, sometimes silage. We make silage wheat and various grasses, weeds, different blends of weeds, and dehydrate it, and then put it in these bags and drop them in the tank. And they immediately start to leach off nutrients, and those are high nitrogen, high phosphorus containing nutrients that typically are a fertilizer for plants, but they're also a feed for a tank. They create the fertility in the fish tank. They give rise to an algae bloom, in this case a controlled algae bloom, at least by our standards. We like algae in the tank. It provides the substance for growing an entire food web. As algae dies, bacteria thrive, they decompose the dead algae. Fish eat the bacteria, they eat the protozoans that eat the bacteria. So we're really just building a food web and a fertile pond, following something of an Asian custom, which we learned about through the FAO website on pond fertilization, and they submerge alfalfa in the ponds to do this very thing. So we're doing that. We're submerging these blends, and we picked the blends specifically to provide a feed for the fish as well as a balanced fertilizer that's got trace minerals, macro minerals, vitamins, enzymes, all sorts of good things. We might even add a little bacteria for some of our plant products, plant beneficials, bacteria that help decompose the organic matter. But it's obviously created a fertile pond. We've got a lot of fish thriving in here. There's not, even though it looks crowded, they're not stressed. They're always finding food in the tank, either through, what's happening in this root mass that's coming from this plant up there. Seemed to drop a root down. That's a very prolific plant that drops. It's throwing runners and starting and growing in all places around, and that's obviously because it's getting a lot of nourishment and it's in a proper sort of setting for growth. But nonetheless, that's what we're doing. We're creating a fertile pond. We're using a feed that's both a fertilizer for the plants and a feed for the fish, and it gives life to an entire food chain, a food plant, a food web that perpetuates this self-satisfying system. As you can see, these fish are just eating everything in the tank that's they're nibbling on plants. I'm sure those plants have bacteria, any kind of organism that lays its larvae in the water. Since this water is not crystal clear, it will attract mosquitoes if there's mosquitoes or other insects, damselflies, what have you. Snails, a lot of snail eggs get eaten by the fish in here. And when the algae gets too thick, I'll just reach down there and pull it out. Sometimes it does. It's the string algae. I'll feed it to my bigger goldfish down in this tank out here. You can't really see it, but it's out there. It's a larger one. And that's about it. So thanks for watching. My name's David. If you want to find out more, you can go to bioponica.org. And if you want to send us an email, we're at info@bioponica.org. Thanks again.